Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Triple Play Fantasy Baseball Prospect Show with your hosts, Marty Tallman and Cristian Crespo. Today, we are going to break down the top 10 Baltimore Orioles, their prospects, and the organization in general. Now that we are all juiced up to talk prospects, Cristian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Marty?
Dude, I'm doing really well. I'm really excited to hop into the Baltimore Orioles. It's a team that's had over the last few years has had a lot of tough times, losing over 100 games. Three of the last four seasons. But now looking at their farm system, it's one of my most favorite farm systems to be following.
Yeah.
And Cristian, how do you feel about the O's farm system right now?
Well, when you lose 100 games a lot of the time, you get decent draft picks and you better hope you hit. And the Orioles have done a pretty good job at that lately. Not only in the, first couple rounds, but later on throughout the draft, they've made decent selections. And there's one guy I'm really excited to talk about later on. But yeah, they've done quite a good job when it comes to it. It's going to be fun to watch them, and I think their window's just about getting ready to open up.
Excellent. And I know obviously we're in the AL East, right? So there's the big spenders in Boston, New York.
Yeah.
The O's have to be able to build an organization the right way, starting from rookie ball up. And I think that's something that we're starting to see, especially with, like you said, you lose that many games, you get a lot of first-round picks. High first-round picks. So let's dive into the top 10 Oriole prospects, starting with your number one player and potentially anyone's number one player in all of baseball as far as prospects go, Adley Rutschman. So 23-year-old catcher, first overall draft pick out of the 2019 draft. I mean, there's the Bryce Harpers of the world, the Steven Strasburgs, highly coveted, highly, sought after prospects. And Adley is just, he's on that list. 2021, over 123 games at AA and AAA. He batted 285. He had a 351 OBP, got your 4 home runs, 26 RBIs. Cristian, break down one of the best prospects in baseball.
I really don't think much needs to be said about Adley. I mean, he's consensus number one prospect in all of baseball. So it's just that easy. But let's talk about him a little bit. Let's talk about his approach at the plate, and it's just so simple. When you see him, I mean, a switch hitting catcher. Not only a catcher that can hit, but from both sides of the plate. It's incredible. Very simple, very easy from both sides. Really smooth. I mean, very controlled leg kick, great timing. He has, such an ability to make adjustments in the box. It's incredible. It truly is. And then not only at the plate, but behind the dish as well. I mean, he's been said to be an elite catcher behind home plate, which is, it's such a unique combination. Not a direct player comp, but you hear that and you think JT Realmuto. But JT Realmuto was an athlete because he wasn't always a catcher. He was a shortstop coming up in the minor league system that developed into a catcher. But just that athleticism, I mean, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's everything that you want for a catcher moving into this position. He's able to call a game. He knows exactly what to do with that. From an offensive perspective, I mean, everything that we're seeing from him is just absolutely incredible. I'm super excited for him to come up. Do you think this is the year, right?
Absolutely. The Orioles, if they want to manipulate the system and try to get that Super 2 like all of these other organizations do, they'll hold him down for a little bit. But I don't think
that shakes out in the CBA.
Yeah, we got to see exactly how that goes. But I mean, for the most part, he's ready to go, and he's shown that he's been ready to go at every level that he's been at. So I can't wait. I'm excited.
Awesome. All right, let's hop into number 2. Some consider him maybe the best pitching prospect in all of baseball. So Grayson Rodriguez came out of the 2018 draft, 11th overall. In over 2021, he pitched 23 games at high A and double A, 2.36 ERA, a 0.83 whip. Jeez. 129 Ks and only 33 walks. Break down Grayson.
Like you said, a lot of people see him as the number 1 pitching prospect in all of baseball. So it's kind of cool to pair them up, and him and Adley have been coming up together. So that's going to be a good little combination to watch for a long time.
And the Orioles, the fans need it. This is something that they've been waiting on. Outside of Mullins and John Means, I don't really see too much even on that roster now with all the losing that they've been doing. So to get Grayson Rodriguez coming up potentially, what's his ETA? What do you think?
I think this year as well.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Adley have, like I said, they've been growing up through the system together. So I don't see why they wouldn't come up together. I mean, there's just such a rapport there already that, you might as well just continue to develop them at the same rate.
Excellent. All right, let's hop into number 3, Mr. Coby Mayo. So 20-year-old out of, I'm not sure who he's out of, but he's a third baseman out of the 2020 draft, 4th round. He was 103 overall. In 2021, he over 26 games at rookie ball and low A, he slashed 329, 440 with a 566 slug, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, even got you 6 stolen bases. How do you see Mayo projecting over his minor league and into his major league career?
Well, let's not skip over the fact that he's a product of Stoneman Douglas High School.
Okay,
so
there you go.
South Florida boy.
Yep.
But Coby Mayo is the one that I actually had mentioned from before that Orioles are doing a really good job of noticing talent later on in drafts. Coby Mayo is a person that I got to see a little bit in person as well. He's a big kid. I mean, he is filled out for someone his size. It's really, really incredible to see. I mean, he just has freakish, like, raw strength, and with such a clean swing too. I mean, I would hear the ball just come off the bat, and if you weren't looking, you would turn your head and just try to figure out exactly. I mean, these are games on the backfield, and you hear just the sound of the ball coming off the bat. It was definitely. It's crazy. It's crazy what he was doing, but he really burst onto the scene this year. Really, like I said, just developed a lot quicker than people really saw him doing. And, just simple hitting mechanics, very, very sound approach to the play. He's very, like, mentally just very developed as well.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have, a really good opportunity, over the next few years to actually start working in within this team. And I think that's something that you see with a lot of teams that lose 100+ games multiple times. All of this young talent, they have an opportunity to come up to the majors. I mean, in theory, right? There's no one sitting in front of Mayo or a lot of these prospects. So once they're ready to go, those should be able to fire them up very quickly. So super excited for Coby and everything he's going to be able to do this upcoming year.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a ton of upside, and for somebody his size too, the way he can also move around on defense. I mean, I kind of see him kind of like an Austin Riley kind of player.
Okay, that was my next question.
Very good. Very, the hit tool is there. I mean, Austin Riley he broke out this year for sure. And, his hit tool really showed this year better than a lot of people anticipated. We knew the power was there, but he was able to combat that with average and really show plus defense at third base at times as well. But you saw, not Adley, sorry. But you saw, you saw Austin Riley come up and, they put him in the outfield a little bit too. It didn't really pan out. But Mayo, they actually project him to be able to play a little bit of a corner, kind of like a Ryan Mountcastle.
I mean, 6'5", 215. I mean, you can. I mean, this guy,
he's a big boy. Yeah,
he might be playing all sport when it's at the end of the day.
But no, he's my favorite other than Adley and obviously, but Coby Mayo is actually the one I'm really paying attention to in this system.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to Colton. So Colton Cowser, a 21-year-old outfielder out of the 2021 draft, another super high draft pick. So he went 5th overall. In 2021, over 32 games at rookie ball and A-ball, he batted 375 with a 490 OBP, Obviously, not too much power in this guy's profile yet, but 2 home runs, 34 RBIs, and he got you. Overall, it's just looking pretty solid. How do you see Cowser coming up here?
Yeah, you said it. Not much power, but coming into the draft, he was actually known to have one of the better hit tools in all of the draft. I mean, just a pure swing, really easy, smooth stroke, and he's just it. The amount of times he was able to find the barrel, it was incredible. It was just so consistent. That's why he was considered one of the best, college hitters in the class. It's just there's a there's a decent amount of loft to his swing, so that would kind of be the only thing.
Mhm.
But you figure as he continues to develop, I mean, he will probably be able to hit easily around 25 home runs consistently at the big league
Yep.
level. Um, I mean, like I said, it would be fun to watch. They don't really know kind of defense wise where he'll be able to play, projecting center field now, but you never know. He could continue to grow and fill out and, end up in a corner spot. But he's another guy that they've, done a pretty good job in, locating the talent and just continuing to develop. And, he's 21 years old, drafted him out of college. So he's closer in proximity than other guys in their system. So, I mean, ETA shouldn't be too far away, but give him a couple years.
Yeah,
Just let
probably
him
2023, 2024.
24 to be safe.
24.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just give him that time. What rush are the Orioles in right now?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely none, and so
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Now, how do you see him just long-term dynasty? Like, let's say if you were going to have a startup dynasty this year, of these 4 guys we just talked about. Obviously, Adley might go number 1 overall, just in general. But like, are you very aggressive on the Orioles organization, their young guys, or how do you feel just overall about the system and what they're developing with these top 4 guys?
I mean, they're projecting to be great players, no doubt. Obviously, you have Adley and Grayson at the top, and they in startup dynasties they're going to go high.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Adley can go in the first few rounds, honestly, depending on how aggressive somebody wants to be. Um, but it's actually a good farm system to kind of target and take your chances on.
Mhm.
There's another guy in, I believe he's my number 9, that really burst onto the scene this year too. He's a little older, incredible power. He's somebody that I snagged off the waiver wire
Yeah.
for nothing, just to hold him on, and it's panned out so
That's a
far.
good
Hopefully,
tease.
yeah,
So
that's
stay in for number 9. I'm looking at him right now, but I know exactly
yeah,
what you mean, and I felt the same way. Well, let's move on to
incredible power.
talk about another. I mean, we were just getting so many great names over the last few years with prospects. Mr. Gunnar Henderson. I mean, come on, that's about as baseball as it gets. So a 21-year-old shortstop, third base, so good athlete. Came out of the 2019 draft, second round overall, the 42nd pick. In 2021, over 105 games at A, high A, and double A. So he did some moving around. He slashed 258, 350, 476 with 17 home runs, 74 RBIs, and got you 16 stolen bases, doing a little
Yeah.
bit of it all. How does Henderson look for you?
Henderson actually really started off hot. I mean, you saw he bounced multiple levels. I mean, he got to
Yep.
double A already at 20 years old. That's pretty impressive
Moving.
with he moving real quick. He ran into his struggles when he got to double A. Obviously, it's gonna happen. I mean, he's 20 years old, he moved up so quick. He's continued to develop and he held his own up there. There's a reason why they rushed him up to double A. I mean,
Mhm.
he was just outshowing everybody at low and high A. I mean, they wanted to see what he can do, and he showed out. I mean, 17 home runs throughout the 3 levels. That's really good.
From the left side, which is something that the Orioles
Yeah,
are going to need too. I'm not seeing too many people in their system that are standing out from the left-handed. Just overall.
yeah. The only thing is his lower half kind of gets out of whack a little bit, so he's just gotta try to find that consistency.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, his upper half is so sound and
Yeah.
it's so controlled that his timing, as he continues to develop, he's going to continue to see the more advanced pitching. So he's going to find it. I mean, he has an incredible just feel for the zone. Um, he's 20 years old. He
Right.
he just needs to, another person in the system that they just got to give the time to. But he's going to continue to develop. He's going to continue to grow. So it'll be nice to see. But I mean, 30% K rate was
that's something they can kind of work on, and that's what we're seeing more and more now. I
yeah,
mean,
but he was
the kids are
walking
getting
12%.
told.
Yeah, and he was walking 12% of the time. That's a pretty good walk rate.
To
So,
play.
it'll play. Yeah, it definitely will play.
It will play. How do you feel about his from the defensive standpoint? Do you see him long term probably being a third baseman?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
and ultimately that's why I mentioned the fact of Coby Mayo kind of moving off from the position, and he
Yeah.
could end up playing first base for them. Yeah,
Okay.
who knows? Mayo could. I'm talking about Mayo. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gunnar is going to continue to fill out. It's probably slow down a little bit. Put him at third base.
Yeah.
But they're going to find a way to get his bat into the lineup because I mean that's easy 25 homer pop in that bat already.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, so just looking at these top 5 players from this, because I root for the Orioles just so they can beat Boston, just so they can beat the Yankees, just so they can be competitive because that division is special when there's a good team in Camden,
Yeah,
and it's something that
like who hates the Orioles?
you
Who
can.
goes? Have you ever met anybody that says, "Oh, I hate the Orioles"? No, not
No.
even fans of other teams in the
Yeah.
AL East. They're just a group of guys. They
Yep.
go out, they fight, and they're doing a good job in developing. It's going to be one of those teams that sneaks up on you pretty quickly.
Yeah, coming over, 2023 and definitely by 2024, we're going to see a brand new Orioles team on that field, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And I hope it can
Yep.
rival the Red Sox, Rays, and everything that the Yankees are doing.
Yep.
All right, and the Blue Jays. My God, what a division! You guys, that's tough over
Yeah.
there. All right,
Open up.
Let's look through at 6 through 10 now. So starting at Jordan Westberg, number 7, Heston Kjerstad, who's someone I'm personally rooting for a bunch of different reasons. Number 8,
absolutely.
DL Hall. Number 9, your boy, Kyle Stowers. And 10, Connor Norby. So just these 5 players alone, there's so much talent, so much ability. Who stands out to you the most, or who are a couple of guys you want to talk about?
I mean, obviously you're pulling for Heston.
Yep.
Just, what happened as soon as he got drafted, it's tough. But you went ahead and you just gave it away, huh? Just my boy, Kyle Stowers, huh? That's my guy. Yeah.
You alluded to him.
Kyle Stowers is the guy I was talking about before. I mean,
Yep.
holy moly. Power.
Yeah,
He
raw
hits the
power.
ball very,
I
very
wish we had
hard.
that clip from Step Brothers where they're watching the Shark Week and they
Yeah.
power as the shark. I want to hit that clip. Once we're at a different level, we're gonna get a little sound
we
clips.
gotta get it. We gotta get it. Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying.
But no, I mean, he has such a nice swing to watch. I mean, a big leg kick. So it's
Yep.
very, but I mean, just an explosive approach from the left side. He's going to hit a ton of home runs. I mean,
Yep.
it's such an explosive swings. It looks like his helmet's going to fly off on some of them. I mean, it's out of control.
Yep.
It almost looks out of control sometimes.
And he's
but
maintaining the batting average with it. I mean,
yeah,
to still be able to hit it, around 278 while
Yep.
hitting those home runs.
I mean, another guy in their system that went to 3 different levels this season.
Yep.
I mean, ending up in AAA, and he hit almost 280. I have it here actually. He hit 278 with a 383 on base and a 514 slug with 27 home runs through all 3 levels. You want to talk about quick rising and being able to adjust even with the flaws that some scouts say he has in his swing, which, I mean, like I said, you watch it and it kind of looks out of control sometimes, but to be able to do that and produce a 141 WRC plus, yeah, I mean, that's definitely something. I mean, 23 years old, I'm excited. I mean, you could tell.
Yeah. What do you think? Where do you see his ETA?
I mean, he's 23 years old. They continue to push him, but I'd say they probably be safe with him as well. Maybe he gets up there later in the year if he continues to produce the way he was at AAA. I mean, there's no reason why they should hold him down, but probably more likely at the beginning of next season, 2023. Yeah, because you never know what they're going to do in the organization, what other moves they might make. I mean, there's rumors of them trading Mullins. So if they trade Mullins, you could see some of these guys come up, and you never know. I mean, they also have a lot of good young outfielders there as well. I mean, Austin Hayes, another really
another guy.
good
He
young
forced it
outfielder
onto the
that they
team.
have.
I was using him in the
Yep.
15-team, league last year, by the end of it. So,
Yeah, I mean, they've got to find ways to get these guys in the lineup because, Trey Mancini's going to be at first. So Mountcastle's going to go between DH, first base, and outfield because you're not putting Trey Mancini back in the outfield. Like I said, Austin Hayes, Mullins, they've got guys.
It's exciting.
That's what I'm saying. And they're young, too.
Yep.
That's why you don't rush the guys in the minor leagues. You continue to develop them the way you're developing them, and then you continue to just bring them up as they're ready to come. You're already going to graduate Adley and Grayson this year. They're going to be up. They're going to produce for you, and they're going to hit their they get their lumps in. And if they struggle, they're going to struggle. They're young kids. They're going to come up to the majors, and they have to go through it. Nobody comes up, just absolutely dominating unless your name is Juan Soto.
Yeah, Juan
unless
Soto,
your name is Juan Soto. I mean, that's about it. But
and we've seen over the last, especially the last year, with there not being any, no minor league ball in 2020. There's a huge leap now from the minors to the majors. So, but yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible to see those your top 5 guys and the rest of that organization. Oriole fans, hang on. Better days are ahead, I promise you. Enjoy enjoy Adley this year, enjoy Grayson, and the rest are going to fall into place.
Yep.
So, as always, thank you for joining us, Cristian. That was a great time breaking down the top 10 Baltimore Orioles prospects. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Marty_Tallman, writing for Triple Play Fantasy, doing this amazing show with Cristian. Cristian, where can the readers and listeners find you?
So at @CCrest_26 on Twitter as well. This is just a ton of fun. Yep. I mean, I get excited when we record these things.
I get juiced up, man. Even though it's 21 degrees here in Michigan, I feel like, spring ball is right around the corner.
21. It was like 68 this morning down here. It was. I went for a nice walk. It was beautiful.
You guys are lucky. Well, hopefully, that's why hopefully in 2 months we'll have everyone reporting, and getting everything rolling.
Let's get some news sooner than 2 months. The reports that they're going to start talking now. So hopefully things get done, soon, and we can get really excited for baseball season because, you start talking about it and, you kind of get the itch. You start doing your drafts and you're like, okay, let's go. And then, you just waiting for that last little domino to fall.
That's it. But either way, the minor league system's not going to be affected, so they're going to be good to go. And so awesome. All right, well, hey, we'll see you guys next time. We're going to be finishing up the AL East. We have 2 more teams to go with the Blue Jays, with the Rays, 2 very exciting teams, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Bye, guys.